Did the DLC make the game worse? Dude, you want to talk about it? We can talk about it. We can talk about it, no problem. The game is probably overall better, but the PvP is so much fucking worse. Not only in the patch that was correlated with the release of the DLC, like patch 1.12, went backwards on the ideology of the balance from the patch 1.10. Then the introduction of the shit tons of multi-hits and auto-tracking bullshit and stuff like this from the DLC just turned that game into fucking retarded mashfest. So this is what happened with Elden Ring essentially after the DLC, or more like the PvP of the game. People talking about like how the PvP is afterthought and so on. They have no idea what they are talking about. It's just PvP is part of the game like any other. Like it doesn't matter if that's the co-op or any other like multiplayer interactions. It is the least popular probably because PvP in this type of games is always the least popular. Even if you're, for example, have like a fighting games, let's say, yeah, that have like main story campaign and shit, yeah. The games like that also dying out relatively quick after people actually go through the story and stuff, even though the games are designed with an idea of people just playing multiplayer and fighting each other, yeah. Also, like, we actually got into the best dungeon in the game. So here is our teammate. The freaking host is apparently on the upper floor with the another phantom, and we literally cannot go to them because the design of the locations in the DLC is just fucking weird and doesn't have like a ways to backpedal in many places. But let's actually try to play a freaking phantom roulette and meanwhile get back to ranting. Ultimately what happened is the PvP part of the game that somehow From Software managed to almost save. Like patch 1.10 was certain direction. Some people liked it more and some people liked it less, but it was certain type of direction, a good foundation, amazing spawn by the way, to build upon. But what ultimately happened is, as I said, they literally just dropped the entire idea and then just started doing some weird ass shit with the release of the DLC. And then nowadays what they are doing, amazing spawn again, GG. And then yet again they attempted to make this freaking game basically balanced with the idea of 1.10 in mind, but not exactly. So what does that mean? For example, if you want to play amazing spawn, GG, if you want to play sword and board, let's say, yeah, I don't have sword and board, but let's say like a Shamshiren board, yeah, then on the patch 1.10 this attack would always stagger someone that doesn't have hyper armor enabled at the given moment, because the 100 attacks were dealing like 135 plus poise damage. And now this attack deals 110, if I recall correctly, for whatever fucking reason. So ultimately you are ending up with essentially all these fun setups that never were like overpowered or anything, just being straight up fucking practically unplayable on the high level of the competition, like at all. And overall the variety of the weapons in the PvP because of that is worse. I am also getting the fuck out of here. Amazing invasion, GG. Thank you a lot, Michael Zaki. Very good design of the location. Oh, also fucking game crashed. You cannot make this shit up. So yeah, the game fucking crashed because of the amount of modding, so I'm gonna tune down a little bit, but I'm still going to criticize the game further on the DLC, like. So, this, dude, I started recently using this fucking dog shit called Bone Bow. Like, what is this? Why it does exist? Like, you know, like this shit auto-tracking on things. Why Bone Bow is the thing? Why you have like so many things that just automatically track on your fucking opponents? You know, there is like that, I don't remember how this incantation is called, but you have that incantation in the DLC that creates one lightning bolt. You throw it, and after that, like 4 to 6 actually follows. Depends if you're gonna charge the attack or not. So normally, like this type of bolt in the vanilla game, you had like a 1 bolt, yeah? And it was perfectly strafable. And that bolt from the DLC is also perfectly strafable. And what From Software did is the 6 bolts that follows afterwards, for whatever reason, have better fucking tracking, and those are actually not strafable. You always have to roll. And the more things is roll mandatory, the more things you have iframes, because you have no way to actually strafe it correctly, the less the game actually is in-depth, the less of a cool place you can do. Ergo, the game is just fucking worse on the, let's call it, higher level of play, because cool things cannot be executed. And because of that, the game is just less fucking fun. Really as simple as fucking that. You can R3 Great Shield, and that's a thing. Like, these tools, like for example, R3 Great Shield, they are not fucking working well against casters. Like, you have technically in the game items that can, for example, deflect or steal like the magic and so on, yeah? And just cast the shit at your opponents. But it's not like you are deflecting damage. You are actually turning their projectile into your projectile. And that's essentially about it. Oh, this is another example of fantastic AoE. Hefty pods, by the way, are fucking silent bullshit that is kind of also like poorly designed in PvP, in my opinion. Like amazing. Look at this. Like, the game had ridiculous AoEs back in the days, as you can see. Like, for example, this thing, yeah? But it got, like, actually heavily nerfed. Multi-hit. More multi-hit. Like, honestly, at this point, like, when you have shit like that, you just gotta have to hold endure on. And that's it. Like, having endure becomes, like, for whatever reason, like, super mandatory tool. And this is another fucking brain dead auto button, man. It's not good that, like, it's working like that. Like, this is not fucking interesting gameplay. You are just mashing through. Oh, Bonbo, by the way. Like, that's just not a good gameplay loop. The good gameplay loop is the foundations of the fucking Souls games since Dark Souls 3, which is mostly like timing and spacing, yeah? If you can't just outspace your opponent correctly, especially with the addition of the jumps and crouch attacks in this game, that's fucking cool as shit. Like, it allows you for, like, aggressing your opponent. You have options. Meanwhile, Storm Stomp, gamer. Just doing their shit, like, he's getting, like, essentially, like, 2-hit combo for free if he gonna click R2. Like, that weapon that he's using is from the DLC, another amazing fucking, like, iteration of garbage by From Software. Literally a weapon that allows you to trade for 1400 HP because it has hyper armor on the R2. I'm talking here about the sword lance, yeah? Well, that worked. And, like, the brain deadness goes fucking beyond. One of the best setups for the invasions right now is like this. You are actually going with the 200 tally, you are going with the spear tally, you are going with the crouch attack tally, you getting yourself gags, you double boosting your fucking shit, you are taking the Royal Knight's Resolve, and you hope that you're gonna one-shot fucking shitter. Well, or just break their guard at least. Like, it's so fucking shit, man. Like, this is actually so incredibly bad. Since this guy using, like, no multi-hit, like, maybe we're gonna be able to actually play, like, a fundamental game to some extent. So, like, let's try to properly just outspace the guy. Yeah. He's actually... Like this is just so much more skillful. You have to anticipate your opponent. You have properly roll catch. You have to actually like know the moveset and the tracking of this stuff. It's just so much better. But like this type of play is just so much more rare nowadays because of the fucking bazillion of the multi-hits. Sadly, this is how it turned out after the DLC. This is how the game plays. And that's why, like, you know, a lot of PvP players are salty. Like, they are upset because the game is just worse. And even, like, you know, like, people in the community that essentially are known for, like, having, like, rather, like, a chill attitude. Like, one of them is, for example, Chase. Like, you think Chase is fucking happy about, like, this spammability of this game? No, it's just, of course not. Like, there is not even a single PvP player that would be happy about it. Just people fucking, like, dislike this shit on different levels, but, like, usually, like, the reception is very negative. Like, the PvP is just worse after the DLC. It's just as simple as that. It just simply is. It's fundamentally less skillful. It's fundamentally more brain dead. Oh my god, we actually invaded Kevin. I wonder if Kevin is actually going to... He's going to click... Oh no, wait. What are you going to have? He has gags, so he's actually gonna be clicking R1 because the hyper armor gaming, yeah? Where are you going, Kevin? Like, Kevin is never actually going to learn how to play the game correctly, how to actually get better at playing the video game. Never mind, the Kevin is the GOAT. Was he standing on the top of it and actually juked us again? I was actually thinking about it. So look, actually a smart gamer juking like fucking absolute champ. But fundamentally, he's not going to actually, despite like having clearly a quite well-functioning brain, is not going to actually play well individually. And the reason for that is because the game doesn't require you to play well individually. Like, he gonna be using this Ash. You see, like, a smart player, but like then he's using some fucking weird ass fucking attacks, jumping around. That shit works in the PvE, yeah? So he's doing that. But then, like, you know, he has no concept of actually roll catching or anything. You are a beautiful creature. You're gonna go far, but my dude, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Sentient Kevin.
Actually, sentient Kevin. I'm gonna. Hi. It's kind of shame, but because this guy actually juked me twice. Like, smart individual, yet the gamer is at the end of the game and has no foundations of gameplay because the game doesn't require him to actually learn these things. And that's so fucked. Like, the guy was trying to just hit me into the space using the Giant's Hunt or like doing some other stupid shit out of pocket. Like, that's so fucked. Like, it is actually the case that a video game series, essentially like Souls games, games that initially their idea was so you're supposed to actually overcome the challenge, became so fucking shallow despite having so much content. Like, this is just fucked. The game doesn't require you to engage into PvP, and the NPCs are just like a cheese nonsense. Okay, even in PvE, you have fundamentally, especially in this game, a good sense of spacing, timing, strafing. All these things actually can be done, and very good players in the PvE utilize these things in order to actually like effectively beat bosses. Problem is, for the average player, it is more likely and way better to just click Alt2 button that gives them shit tons of hyper armor, gonna heal them like a blasphemous blade, and deal shit tons of poise damage in order to completely decimate the boss. If they are playing in co-op, it's actually even worse because multiple people just jump onto the boss and stagger the shit out of them. So you don't have to actually learn fucking mechanics at all, and that's just fucked. Previously, this guy was actually attempting to duel. Now bro is actually ordinarily ganking. Shame. That's actually unfortunate. He has two players. Oh. Yeah, we have to be very careful about it. Hey. Alright. So we know that this guy is just ordinary ganker. Very mini on top of that. Are we going up ourselves or just play it safe? Like, we could play it safe, but at the same time, that would require me to be extremely patient this invasion, so I think I'm just gonna go up. Bro was actually FK. Gonna have to be very careful about what the fuck this guy is even doing, because like one of them is actually somewhat laggy. Obviously, I had no fucking stamina for aggressive action here. He actually dodged it. Good for him, I guess. Not good for us. The fact, like, I am tiny bit confused. Like, how the fuck, like, we didn't hyper armored through it? Well, we got more bobstow to utilize here, so that's cool. Broski haying on me. Well, okay. We got another friendo here. Unfortunately, I let off the Altune. I shouldn't have done that. That's such a compelling gameplay, by the way. Absolutely love it. Mati 3, 7 and 5 is my favorite host ever, allowing for such compelling gameplay to be a thing. I did the magic trick. Now the question is, if I'm gonna actually appear next to them, I will be so fucking mad, man. It's gonna be so shit. Okay, dude, like, it's actually funnier even. Like, we got yeeted to the location that I like, have literally no access to them anymore. Fantastic, thank you a lot, game. Well, honestly, like, having a shit spawn was, let's say, somewhat beneficial here, but that shit of a spawn might be a little bit too much. Maybe we're gonna get a better one. Alright, let's see. That one should be nearby, no? Actually, good thing I didn't get hit because I forgot to craft arrows for infinite fucking annoyance. Dude, like, I swear to God, this is... The guy can actually dodge it like that only because of the highlight. Well, did I just click the shit twice? Yeah, I didn't mean to. Let's jump here. Okay, we got some hits, which is nice. I also probably have to swap to this. We want to slowly regenerate our HP, since like the invasion just takes forever. Broski actually brought freaking mob onto them. Like, that's such a bad idea, man. Okay. Let me get actually double. Alright, double regen. And now you. I wonder if you're gonna get... Okay, he's probably dying. Yep. Such a compelling invasion, not gonna lie. I have to be careful because this mob can actually grab me and still kill me. Okay. Beautiful. Now the host actually ran off. Oh, the teammate actually is already there and they are fighting. Gonna try to be helpful. Oh. Oh. Well, the teammate just fucking died. It's kind of shame. So we got a shit net here. Like the guy has actually terrible connection to us. And he is going to abuse it. No! Fuck! Unbelievable! Who fucking put that pillar here? Alright, but anyway, I definitely cannot fucking do anything against this guy with the highlight. It's only host that I can actually beat. So we are back to doing funny. Now we have a teammate though. Okay, he decided to just not attack. Huh. Also look, it's the other guy that died earlier. Look at the gamer being le juker. Such a juke master. Well, insane. Congratulations, gamer. You got your revenge, but this invasion was just a perfect example of what's wrong with this fucking game, dude, after the DLC. Without a doubt.